Hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Meet the Teacher Night. I'm just going to talk through this presentation just to highlight some important things. I'm not going to read every slide to you because you'll have this in your email and I'll post it to Canvas as well, but we're just going to go through it pretty quickly. So welcome to first grade. This is just kind of what's in the presentation, what our daily schedule is like, what we do during social emotional learning, and we're going to talk about Canvas, and then just some other quick things. But this is me. So I'm originally from Downers Grove, Illinois. It's right outside Chicago. And so I moved to Indiana when I went to Butler University. And so I graduated from Butler. And I just love working with young learners. And I just have such a passion for working with those students. And so I'm super excited to be doing first grade at Carmel this year. So this is just a quick picture of our schedule. So every morning we do community circle, and so that's where we really focus on that relationship building between students and between me and the students. And we also do a lot of work with social and emotional learning during this time. After that, we have our big literacy block, and so that's when we do reading and writing workshop as well as some phonics work. And then after that, we have lunch. And then after lunch, we have science and social studies. And we've been using that right now to really focus on learning Canvas and technology, but soon we'll transition into science and social studies. And then we have recess, and then we have math, and then we do our specials. And then every day we do a read aloud, and then we get ready to go home. So this is our special schedule, so you can look at it, but I just wanted to point out a few things. So on Monday when we go to media, that's when you want to send your child back with the books from last week so they can return them and check out some new ones. And on Fridays we have PE, so please send your child with some gym shoes or some closed-toe shoes because we've been going outside lately. And then just our classroom expectations. So this is something that is the same throughout the whole school. This is posted in everyone's classrooms. And so no matter, if they switch for math or anything like that or what grade they're in, these expectations stay the same through their whole time at Smoky Row. And so this is something that we just reference a lot in our classroom. And if you ever hear your child say expected behavior or unexpected behavior, that's just kind of what they're talking about. This is just what's expected of them. And so social emotional learning, so like I said, we do our community circle every morning, but we also really focus on growth mindset and just the idea that you can learn and change. You hear often students say, oh, I'm bad at math or something like that, but it's just more the mindset where I can get better at math. And so just changing how you think about yourself. And then another big thing we do is so this is just more about growth mindset. So these are just some good things to try at home. If you ever hear your student say some of these things on the left, you can try to redirect them with some things on the right. And then a big thing we do, especially in my classroom, is the zones of regulation. So if you ever see on our Canvas that we do a morning feelings check every day, students have to check which zone they're in. And so green always means that you're ready to learn, but we also talk about all the other zones and what you can do if you're in those zones. And so this is just a good visual for young students to just learn about their feelings. And then at Smoky Row, we also focus on the 7 habits. And so these are the 7 habits. And so this is just another thing that we talk about at school, and it's just kind of another expectation for students. And so here's some Canvas information. So after this, if you want to take your phone and you can just use your camera and scan the QR codes, and it'll take you to the Carmel websites about parent questions and then how to get started with Canvas. And that will also help you figure out how to set an observer account if you haven't, so that way you can see what Canvas that your student is seeing and so that you can stay updated as well. So these are the directions for that. So you can always just refer back to this if you ever need to make an account. So we do have homework in first grade, and so this is something that we'll be starting soon, and so I'll send a letter home when we do, but just general expectations is that you're reading with your child every night for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I mean, that's just so important in general to help your student grow as a reader. And then soon we'll be sending home some sight word booklets, and so these are just the high frequency words that students see very often in their books. And so we practice these at school as well, but we send home the books to practice at home too. And then we'll be sending home a math home links book, and this stays at home so that you can do some math practice at home. And so that will just be assigned as needed. And then just depending on what's going on, there might be some extra things or there might be a few less things. But every week I'll send home a little homework checklist. So you can click the link at the top to learn more about the Lucy Calkins units of study for reading, and that'll take you to a quick informational video. But we do the workshop model at Smoky Row, and so this just really focuses on students' strengths as readers and what they can do, not necessarily what they can't do. And so I love the workshop model, and it's something that I really enjoy teaching. And so I mean, these kids so far have done so awesome with sustained reading and their reading stamina. So keep it up at home and keep reading with your child. And so this is just another part of our literacy block is the phonics instruction. And so we do OG phonics or Orton Gillingham. And so this is just an approach to help students learn each letter sound and be able to combine them to form words. And so this has been starting in kindergarten. So your student will just keep building and building as they continue in school. But this will also just help with the sight words and just they'll be able to take it all into their reading and writing. And so you can click the link at the top for more information on writing workshop as well, but it follows the same model as reading workshop. And just a few last minute things. If you ever have a transportation change, make sure you change it on school dismissal. Because every day the teacher gets a copy of where all the students are going home. And so if you email me or call me, I might not look at it in time or I might forget to write it down. And so it's really important to always change it on school dismissal. We also go outside for recess unless it is below 20 degrees. So make sure if it gets really cold out that you're dressing your child appropriately. And for birthdays, we're not allowed to bring anything in from outside for birthdays this year just because of COVID precautions, but I will be giving each student a pencil and an eraser, and there'll be a special helper that day, and they'll be able to choose all of our fun Go Noodles that day. So the birthdays will still be really special, but we're not allowed to bring anything in. And so we do report cards for each quarter. And so if you want to read this, you can, but these are just the things that will be assessed. And not all of them will be because especially in the first and second quarter. But this is just generally what we'll go over throughout the year. And so to connect with me, make sure when you create your parent observer account for your students' Canvas to turn on notifications. And so that way, if I send an announcement or something urgent, you'll get an email about it or maybe a text if that's what you sign up to do. But I think it's just a good habit too to get into checking Canvas regularly because I post a module for every day of things that can translate online. You might see that we're doing a lot of quizzes and discussions on Canvas, and really that's just a practice doing them, just in case something does change with the school year, students will be able to use Canvas more comfortably. So we've just been practicing that a lot, so I think it's a good practice to just do that at home too. Every day we also send home the Blue Rocket folder, and so that's the take-home folder that goes back and forth between home and school. So just remember to check that every day after school with your student and send it with them every morning. And here's just my contact information, my email, and my Twitter is at Miss Emma Braun. Remember to check it out and see what we're doing. I try to tweet at least once or twice a day, and I try to do throughout the week a variety of all the subjects. So you can just stay updated with what we're doing, and so check that out. And there's my phone number. So thank you so much. I'm so excited for this year. I know it's a little crazy, but these kids have been doing so awesome. They're so flexible, and I appreciate all the help from you guys. Seriously, it has made everything so much easier. So please let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to email me, or if you want to stop by for the Zoom on September 1st. It is at 6:15, and the link will be included in the email that I'm sending this PowerPoint out as. And I will also be posting this PowerPoint on our Canvas if you need to refer to it later. Okay, thanks guys. Bye-bye.